Hi, my name's Ross, and today I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to speedrun the category Pokemon Blue any percent no item underflow. Currently, as the making of this video, there is no written notes on speedrun.com for this category, and somebody by the name of Mulp in the PSR Gem123 Discord messaged to say they would like to learn how to do this category, but there's no written notes currently on speedrun.com or in our own Discord, unfortunately, to be able to do this run. He's obviously seen other runs on the leaderboards on speedrun.com and would like to learn how to run this, and they're not comfortable watching those other speedruns to learn how to do it. So I said I would do a tutorial guide video on how to run this category. So before we start any speedrun in Generation 1, we have to clear our save data. Certain glitches can be done ahead of time if you already have a save file. So in Generation 1 we clear the save data. So on the start screen we press Up, B and Select on the title screen, and that lets us clear our save data. So I'm going to clear it here now. If you're on emulator, you have to also do a hard reset to show the hash in the bottom left corner to show that you're using the correct ROM. You can hack and modify ROM files. So to stop cheaters, the emulators have hash strings built into them at the very bottom to show on screen to show that you're using the correct ROM for the speedrun. The two emulators that are allowed for the leaderboards for Gen 1 are GSE and Gambat Speedrun, and we have links to those in the Pokemon PSR Discord, the Gem123 Discord, which I will link in the description below. So I'm just going to do a hard reset here, and it'll show the hash in the bottom left corner to show that I'm using the correct ROM. I'm actually on GSR, which is an older version of GSE. Apologies to Casual Poke Player if he ever watches this video. I will update, I just haven't played Gen 1 on emulator on my laptop in a long time, so I'm using an older version. But in the Discord, I will link below. We'll have links and ways to get to either emulator. So to start the run, we're going to choose our options. The options are going to be text speed to fast, battle animation to off, and battle style to set. In certain other glitched runs, this is a glitched speed run. In other runs, you might have to manipulate your trainer ID before you start, which means you can't choose your options right away until you're in game. But for this category, we can choose our options. So we're choosing fast, off, and set. And then your timer starts on new game. In the intro, we're just going to mash A and B to mash through until we get to our character, until we name the main character. For this category, we have to name our character 5 letters. Technically it can be any 5 letters, but we are going to choose just A 5 times because the cursor is already on A. So we're just going to spam it and do A 5 times, and that's going to be our name. For the rival doesn't have to have a specific name, so we just choose red. We go down and we just choose red. They don't need to have a specific name. And we're just going to mash through until we get into the bedroom. I highly advise you take the PC potion here. We need Bulbasaur. We're going to choose Bulbasaur because we're going to do a glitch later on called Brock Through Walls, and that requires Bulbasaur. This means that the rival takes Charmander, and this is a very difficult fight. Even with taking this potion, you can lose. Charmander can growl a lot, and so you're doing very little damage, and then he can crit a lot on his scratch, and then you just lose, even after healing with the potion. So I highly advise that you take the PC potion when you're first learning this category to get through Rival 1. Next, we're just going to continue on, walk into the grass, and Oak's going to take us into the lab. And we're going to get up to when we choose our Pokemon, and we're going to choose Bulbasaur. Let's just match A and B here. And we're going to choose Bulbasaur. And we need to name Bulbasaur one character, so we're just going to name him A. This is for the Manips later on. Our character has to have 5 letters and our Pokemon has to have 1, and the fastest way is we just choose A. And now we have the Rival 1 fight. We must win this fight. This is why we took the PC potion for safety. We have to win this fight and level up to level 6. I'm going to make a save state here, but we must win this fight. If you lose this fight, then it's just reset. And the strategy here is just spam tackle. Spam tackle and hope he doesn't spam grow. And of course, it's Gen 1 and it's Charmander, so he spams grow. But the Charmander can do a lot more damage. It can do a lot of damage with the crit on scratch, and we do a lot less damage when he does grow. When we get crits, that's a really good thing. Crits in Gen 1 are kind of strange, but now we need to use the potion because his crit damage on scratch does 6+, so we need to do the potion here to stay in it. But crits are good because if the growl lowers our attack, but crits ignore stat changes, so we'll do full damage on a tackle. But if Charmander does a lot of growls, then we do like 1 to 2 damage, and it really slows this fight down. So it can be very hard to get a good Rival 1 fight. But there's not much we can do here, it's just spam tackle until hopefully we win. This is getting quite dicey. But we're going to win it just. So even with the potion, we came very close to losing this. I highly advise you take the PC potion. Later down the line, when you're doing PB attempts and you're trying to lower your times, you won't take the PC potion. It's too slow. It's too slow to heal. It's too slow to take out the PC. So you won't take it. But when you're first learning this run, I highly advise you take the PC potion, because even with it here in this fight, I nearly lost. So the next part of the run comes up here. The very important part is we check Bulbasaur's special. Bulbasaur can have 3 different values. It can either be 12, 13 or 14. If it's 12, I highly suggest you just reset the run. By the time Bulbasaur gets to level 8, we need him to have 16 special. It's for the Brock Through Walls glitch later on that we're going to do in the run. He needs to have 16 special. If he has 12 special here now at level 6, that means by level 8, once you beat the Wheel Trainer in Viridian Forest, he can't get 16 special. He'll never get 16 special. So it's an instant reset. If it's 13 special, that means we have to take one more fight. We have to take an extra battle of experience in Route 1. Preferably a level 2 or level 3 Rattata, or a level 2 Pidgey. You can fight level 3 Pidgeys, but they have Gust and they do a lot of damage. And you want to heal Bulbasaur. If you have to heal Bulbasaur, it's slow. And it can be quite dangerous, so we'd rather fight a level 2 or 3 Rattata or a level 2 Pidgey. If you have 14 special, that means you don't have to take any extra fights. We can just continue the speedrun all the way up to Viridian Forest, and we don't have to worry. So we're going to check here now and see what we have. And we have 13 special. This means that I have to take 1 extra fight in Route 1 for later on in the speedrun. If you have 14, you don't have to take any extra fights. It's just we get all the way up to Viridian Forest and fight the Wheel Trainer. And if you have 12 special, that means you're never getting 16 by level 8, and it's a reset. So we're going to continue on with the run. And we just mash through. And the next part of the run is we just have to go and get Oak's parcel from the mart and bring it back to him. This is the same in every Gen 1 speedrun. At the very start, you just have to do the same thing. So we have 13 specials, so we're looking to take extra experience. So if we get a level 2 or 3 Rattata or a level 2 Pidgey in the grass on the way up or down, we will take that fight. But that's no encounters going up Route 1's very good. Even though we want to take an experience, we want to take a fight. The less fights, the less encounters we get, the better. So this is just getting the parcel. We just mash. And we're going to go back down Route 1 to give the parcel to Oak. And if we get a good encounter here, we'll take it. If it's a level 3 Pidgey, I might not take it. Okay, that was very good. We got no encounters. So I'll have to wait until I go back up again. Now, if you've ever watched any Pokemon Gen 1 speedrun, we always speak to Oak on the way back down from the left, or you speak to him from the back. It just brings the camera up a little, and your rival walks really slowly. So if you bring the camera up, it means they have less steps to walk off screen to disappear, so it's faster. So we either speak to Oak from the side, or we speak to Oak from the back. And it just makes, whenever your rival leaves, it's just, they leave faster. In yellow, you have to speak to Oak from the back because the Pikachu sprite blocks your way. So that's why they speak to the back. But in red and blue, we can speak to the side or back, it doesn't matter, it's the same. Next part now is we're going back up Route 1. And we need to buy Pokeballs in the shop. And I still need to take one encounter. Hopefully this is it here now. Rattata, this is perfect. Level 2, even better. So I'm just going to tackle until I win. I need this extra experience. If you have 13 special, you take one extra fight in Route 1. If you've got 14 special, you don't take any extra fights. And if you've got 12 special, I just highly recommend you reset. Now, you technically don't have to reset if you don't get 16 special by level 8 when you fight the Weedle Trainer. There is a backup strat called PP strats, which I probably will make an extra video, a separate video, a part 2 to this, to show you what to do if you don't get 16 special. You can still continue the run, it's just way slower. And if you want to take the category seriously, for PB attempts, or you want to lower your times, you'll never use PP strats, they're just way too slow. But if you want to continue the run and see what happens and get to the very end, the run can be completed no matter what, and I will do a separate video for that. So we beat the Rattata. The one fight of experience is enough, so we just run from every other encounter. And we're going to buy Pokeballs in the mart once we get past Route 1. This level 2 Pidgey would have been a good fight as well, but we don't need it. We have... the Rattata is more than enough. And we're going to go to the mart and we're going to buy 2 Pokeballs. And then we're going to Manip a Pidgey. So we're going to buy 2 Pokeballs. Now, you can buy extra Pokeballs here. Later on when we get to Pewter City, we have to buy an escape rope. And as long as you've got money for the escape rope, that means you can buy extra Pokeballs here now for the Pidgey. I'm about to Manip a Pidgey. I know Manips for Gen 1 are very intimidating to new speedrunners. They look very complicated. I promise you they're not. In the description below, I'm going to link a video to Hwangbro. He's a very famous, well-known speedrunner in the speedrunning community. Used to hold world records for Pokemon Red and Yellow. He made a fantastic video on how to do Manips in Gen 1, how they work, why they work. It goes through it. It's a fantastic video. I will link that below. I highly suggest, if you're watching this video, to pause it when you get to this point here now, when I'm about to manipulate this Pidgey. Go watch his video and come back. And if you're still intimidated or not sure what to do or scared, I will also link the Discord below, the Gen 123 PSR Speedrun Discord. In there, I'm in there all the time. You can come and ask questions. You can ask other runners. There's other way faster, better runners than I am that will be able to help you. So don't worry too much about it. So for now, we buy 2 Pokeballs. And we're going to manipulate a Pidgey. Along with Bulbasaur's 16 special, we need to have a Pidgey with very specific HP. We're going to manip this Pidgey and it's going to have 17 HP. And with that specific HP value, the 16 special on Bulbasaur, it's going to let us do a glitch called Brock Through Walls, which is essential to this speedrun. So, another quick pointer here is we'd have to beat the Weedle Trainer in the forest to level up to level 8. For safety, you can take this potion, this tree potion. It's up to you whether you take it or not. There's another potion in the grass just before the Weedle Trainer in Viridian Forest. You can take that one as well. You can take either or you can take both. Later down the line, again, if you want to take this category seriously, you won't take either potion, you'll just wing it. And just try and get through the Weedle battle as fast as you can with no potions. But for now, for safety, I would highly suggest you just take this potion. Now I'm going to manipulate the Pidgey. Like I said, I know it's intimidating, it's scary to new players. I promise you it's not. Mulp, who I'm making this video for, because he would like to learn the category, has told me, messaged me and said he can already do the Spearow manip, to manip a Spearow for the Pokemon Blue No Save Corruption category. So he's already aware and knows how to do the manipulations. But for people who are brand new and are watching this video for the first time, I will link Hwangbro's video in the description below. I am in the Discord if you wish to ask questions. I will also link the individual videos, the one for Ditto and the one for Pidgey, in the description below. And they just show you the inputs and how to do it. But I will quickly explain it here now. I'm going to save on this tile, this specific tile here. Afterwards, I'm going to hard reset. You hard reset your console, or you hard reset your emulator. You'll bind a button to hard reset. I'm using a pad, and on my pad I use L3. I click in the left analog stick, and that's my hard reset button. I'm going to hold specific buttons while the game's loading on the copyright screen, and such, until the game loads in. And the second the game loads in, I'm already going to be walking, and I'm going to walk a specific path north of here now until I get to the grass. And then in the grass, the Pidgey's going to appear. And once the Pidgey appears, I'm going to do something called a Yoloball, which guarantees the Pidgey is going to be caught in a Pokeball first try every time. Whenever these manips are generated or made by the manip makers, the finders, they always put the Yoloball at the end of the manip, so we can catch these Pokemon with a ball first try every time, as long as you do the inputs correctly. The Yoloball is also pretty tricky for newcomers. It's not easy, it's something you have to put practice in beforehand, before doing this run. Again, I have a video on a tutorial on how to do Yoloballs. I will link it in the description below. If you're still not sure after watching that, you can always come into the Discord, you can always ask me questions, either on the Discord, even privately if you want. I will try my best to help out anybody new to the community that wants to learn speedruns. So I will go out of my way to try and help you the best I can. But for now, we'll save. I'll hard reset. We do nothing on this, the Game Boy screen. I'm going to hold up, B and select here on the copyright screen. It's going to bypass the battle. I'm going to hold start here until Squirtles cry. And then I'm going to hold A. And I'm going to start walking immediately. And if I walk this very specific path, I will get a Pidgey in the grass above. I'm going to make a save state here. And then I'm going to YOLO ball this Pidgey. Hopefully this Pidgey gets in first try. And it does. And that's, we manip a Pidgey, level 4 with 17 HP, and we use a Yoloball to catch it first try. We don't nickname this Pidgey. It doesn't need a nickname. We're going to continue on here now into Viridian Forest. Again, I will have all the relevant links below in the description, and you can come into the Discord and ask me about manips anytime you want. I know they're kind of scary and off-putting, and a lot of people like to learn manipless speedruns of Pokemon at the start, but I promise you they're not that difficult to learn, and I will go out of my way to help you. And there's plenty of other people in the Discord that love helping out new runners as well. So now we're in Viridian Forest. We're going to walk a very specific path. I'm going to make a save state here. We're going to walk a very specific path through the forest. In these grass tiles going forward, if there's a small star, a flower, in the bottom right of the tile, that means these grass tiles can't generate encounters. So we're going to walk a very specific path through Viridian Forest, where we'll get virtually no encounters. There is some grass tiles here at the start, in the middle, and at the end where you can get encounters, but for most of it we're just going to walk through the grass, and it's going to be totally safe. So you can pause the video, you can put it on slow motion until you learn the path. This is an antidote, we just walk around it, we don't need it for this specific run. But you can slow down the video. This is a tile where you can get an encounter, sadly. We don't need any extra experience, we're fine the way we are, so we just run. You can slow down or pause the video to work out this path, this exact path. It just means we get virtually no encounters walking through the forest. The encounter rate is very, very low in Viridian Forest in red and blue anyway. So you're very unlikely to get one. I was very unlucky to get that Caterpie. So you're very unlikely to get an encounter anyway, but the path we walk through also makes sure we get, as few encounters as possible. Here, again, it's up to you. You can take this extra potion. You can take the hidden tree potion I took earlier. You can take this one. You can take both. We have to win this fight, this Weedle fight in front of us. This Weedle trainer. We must win this fight. Bulbasaur is grass poison, so he can't be poisoned by the poison sting of the Weedle, which is nice. But we have to win this fight no matter what. Really, you only need one potion to be safe. But if you want to be super duper safe, take both potions. I'll make a save state here, and we must win this fight. The strategy is just, again, like Charmander, we just tackle. We tackle until we win. And then after the fight, we're going to check Bulbasaur's special, and if it's 16, we can continue the run. If not, we have to do backup strats called PP strats. I will make a separate video, and if you don't get 16 special, later down the line, if you want better times, or you're going to take this specific category seriously, you'll never use PP strats because they're like minutes slower. So if you don't get 16 here after this fight, you just reset the whole run and start again. But I will make a separate video if you want to see how the run ends no matter what, you want to get through it, and you don't want to have to keep resetting to get to this fight to get 16 special. There is a way to continue on and complete the run, and I will do a separate video showing that. Again, now we're just going to keep using tackle. After this poison sting, we're going to use a potion. If you're 7 or under, just use a potion to heal up. We took 2, so we're fine. Really, you only need 1, but if you want to be super safe and starting out, you can take the tree potion and the grass potion. And we're just going to continue to tackle until we win. Crits are nice in this fight. And now, the most important part of the run. Do we get 16 special? It must be 16 for the Brock through walls glitch to work. So we're going to check our special stat here now. And we get 16 special. This is fantastic. This is the best outcome. So we had 13 special after Rival 1 at level 6, which meant we had to go and take an extra fight in Route 1, an extra fight in Route 1 to get extra experience. This bumps us up to level 8. If you've got 13 special, you're more likely to get 16 at level 8. That's just how the math works. If you've got 14 special, you don't take any extra fights in Route 1, you just do as I did all the way up here now until the Weedle Trainer. And if you've got 12 special at level 6 on Rival 1, just reset. It only took you a couple of minutes to get there. Just reset. It means you'll never get 16 when you get to this point if you have 12 special at the very start. It's actually quite rare to get 12 special. You're way more likely to get 13 or 14, but you will occasionally get the 12, and if you do get the 12, just reset the run. So here, this is the best scenario. We have 16 special, we're level 8, and now we just continue the run. And we're going to go to Pewter City. and sometimes you will just get encounters in this grass at the very end of the forest. There's nothing you can do about it, you just run. You hope you don't get any encounters, but you just run. And the first thing we do when we get into Pewter is we're going to go to the Pokemon Center and we're going to heal. We need to set a teleport point. We're going to go to Cerulean Cave later on in the run, very shortly in fact. And we're going to use an escape rope to teleport back to here, back to Pewter. But to set the teleport point, we must heal at a Pokemon Center. In later generations, I think it's maybe Gen 3 and onwards, if you just enter a Pokemon Center and then leave again, that's enough to like set a teleport location. But in Generation 1, you actually have to heal at the Pokemon Center. So the first thing we do is we come to the Pokemon Center and we heal. We leave now, and we're going to go to the mart and we're going to buy a single escape rope. Like I said earlier, when you're Maniping the Pidgey, you can buy extra Pokeballs. If you mess up the Yoloball, you can just throw balls and hope that you catch the Pidgey. But as long as you have enough, as long as you have 550 Pokédollars to buy this escape rope, you're fine. You must buy this escape rope. So we buy one here now. And in the next part, we're going to do something called Brock Skip. This is the first part of Brock Through Walls. This is the glitch we're going to use to walk all the way to Cerulean Cave. I don't know what its actual name is, I just call it Cerulean Cave. You can call it Mewtwo Cave. I know in other languages, in French I believe, I think it's called like the Hidden Grotto. It has several names, I just call it Cerulean Cave. So we're going to come here. I would make a save state here if you're on emulator, or like an in-game save. Before we walk into this cutscene, we're going to open the start menu, and your black cursor, we want it to be hovering over the save. We're going to save in the middle of this cutscene, load up the game again, and we're going to be able to walk past this guy, this NPC, and that's the first part of Brock Through Walls. It's called Brock Skip. But you must open your menu here now. When you're above the sign, open the menu and make sure the cursor is hovering above save. Because once you walk into this cutscene, the cutscene disables your D-pad movements, so you can't move, and we need to save in the middle of the cutscene. So you're going to hover, open the start menu and hover over save. And then we're going to walk into the cutscene. And when you get to this point in the text box where it says challengers follow me, after you clear this text box, you're going to hold the start button. You're going to press immediately after you clear this text box, hold the start button to open the start menu. The game, I think it might be 1 frame, maybe it's 2 frames. There's 2 frames where this menu can be opened in the middle of this cutscene. And if you hold the start button when you clear this text box, you'll open it, and we want to save the game. I recommend before you even walk into this cutscene to make an in-game save or an emulator save, a save state, because if you mess this up, the guy is going to continue the cutscene and walk you all the way over to Brock's gym. And that will happen, you will mess this up. It can be a bit tricky if you're learning this for the first time. He will walk you all the way over. It happens in the middle of runs. Even when I was on good PB paces, I have messed up the simple trick of opening a menu, and then he takes you all the way over to Brock's gym, and you've lost that much time that's a reset. It's painful, it happens, so I suggest you make a save beforehand. But after you clear this text box, you're going to hold and press the start button to open the start menu, like this. I'll show you now. I have an input display on screen. You can't move. This cutscene disables your D-pad movement. So before you walk into the cutscene, you must open the start menu and you must hover over save, because you can't do it otherwise once you walk in. So once you've got the start menu open, we're just going to save the game. And once you've saved, you're going to hold A, B, start and select, and that's going to do a soft reset. We're going to soft reset the game. We don't need a hard reset. Hard reset is actually slower here because it goes all the way to the BIOS screen. We only need a hard reset to do Manips. So for after we save here, we're just going to hold start, select A and B, and it's going to do a soft reset. And we're just going to mash to get back into the game. And we're going to do Brock Skip. So once we get past the screen to the continue screen, you're just going to hold right on the D-pad. I must say I'm using a pad But if you're playing this on an emulator, maybe on a PC or a laptop, you can just use the keyboard. You don't have to use a pad to do this run at all. So whatever your key is, maybe it's D, maybe it's something else, it doesn't matter. Just hold the right direction before you hit continue. Because we're going to mash through his text boxes here now, the Brock fan, and then he's going to let us walk past them. So we're going to continue the game, hold right, and just mash through the text boxes. And it's going to let us walk to the right. Or somehow I've messed it up. So I'll load my save state and we'll do it again. I must have been pressing the wrong button there. So we're going to do this. And I don't even know. This is why it's very important to have your cursor over the save before you do this. And we'll walk back in and we'll do it again. Practice makes perfect. So after this, we're going to hold start, open the menu, we're going to save, we're going to do a soft reset. I must have not been holding right properly, or my pad's not. This is an old pad too, so apologies. Hold right in the direction, we're going to continue, we're going to mash, and he's going to let us walk to the right. Like so. I'll make a save state here. So once we've walked this far, all we have to do is walk up till we hit the wall, and then walk left, and he spawns back in. The next part is I'm going to activate the glitch. This is called Brock Through Walls. Normally, if you did this and you didn't have Bulbasaur with 16 special and this Pidgey with 17 HP, there's actually other HP values that work with Pidgey, but we have a Manip that has 17 HP, which is the perfect value every time. So we just do the same Manip every time to catch this Pidgey because it works. If you don't have this stuff and then you speak to this guy from the right hand side, the game will just soft lock. The game developers never thought you would ever be able to get past him and speak to him from the right hand side. So the game looks for your coordinates in the code to bring you over to Brock's gym, but can't find them, so the game just soft locks. But by having 16 special in Bulbasaur and by having this HP value in Pidgey, and I also believe it takes Pidgey's index value, which is something you don't have to worry about, it's just technical stuff. It uses all that to give you coordinates to allow you to walk in the cutscene. And because you're walking in the cutscene disables the collision in the game, so you can walk through walls. So it gives you back your ability to walk, and the cutscene disables the collision in the game, so you can walk through anything, any wall. Except doors. If you walk into a door, it will load and you'll go inside a building. But this is how this glitch works. Also, if you have the 16 special, you have to hold B while you're walking. If you don't hold B while you walk, when you do this specific path, the game will keep flashing the menu open, which gets really annoying, and it messes everything up. It's just how the glitch works. So when we start walking here now, I'm going to be holding the B button the entire time until I get to Cerulean Cave. We have to go to Cerulean Cave to catch a Ditto for the next part of the run. So I'm going to speak to him now from the right. I'll do a quick review. We have Bulbasaur with 16 special, and he's level 8, and we have Pidgey who's level 4 and 17 HP, which we manipped earlier on in the run. So I'm going to speak to the Brock fan again now, and I'm going to walk this very specific path while holding B, and I'm going to walk to Cerulean Cave. Now again, you can pause the video, or you can put it on slow motion until you understand how to walk this path. I've just done this path hundreds and hundreds of times, so I know where I'm going. But if you're new to this run, you've never done Brock Through Walls before, and you don't know how to get to Cerulean Cave, you're going to walk this very, very specific path, and you're just going to copy what I do now. And you're going to hold the B button while you're doing it, because it's going to stop the menu from flashing open. So we'll do it now. It looks very strange, very weird. Now you have to be very careful. You have to walk this exact path. If you walk too far to the north or too far to the south, the game will crash. We are walking out of bounds here, even though there is no collision. The game won't let you walk absolutely everywhere. It will just crash, and that's run over. So you'll just copy, eventually you'll copy me, you'll watch other runs, you'll watch this tutorial video back, you'll pause it, you'll slow it down until you understand how this path works. At this point here, we turn back, go up this bollard, and then we're in Cerulean Cave. Again, I don't know what you call this. Cerulean Cave, Mewtwo Cave, Hidden Grotto, whatever you want. This is where we are now, and I'm going to make a save state. I'm going to do another manipulation now. This entire speedrun route depends on Ditto. We're going to catch a level 55 Ditto, and then we're going to activate something called the Cold Trainer glitch, and then later on we're going to activate something called the Instant Victory glitch. And it's the Instant Victory glitch that's going to let us beat the Elite Four members instantly, and that's how the run works. That's how we're going to get to the very end. But here now I'm going to manipulate a Ditto. Again, don't be intimidated. Join the Discord. You can ask me all the questions. You can ask me questions in the comments. I will leave the Ditto manipulation video in the description below. I will leave Hwangbro's manip video on how to do manips in Gen 1. I will link it below. But now we're going to manipulate and Yoloball. Use a Yoloball to catch the Ditto. I will, again, in the description, leave my Yoloball tutorial. I know it's a lot to take in at the start, but with practice you'll get this stuff down. So don't panic or get anxiety about the whole thing. We'll do our best to help. So on this tile, when you walk in the cave straight away, we're going to save on this tile. Also, I'd like to point out, at this point, this manip doesn't work if Bulbasaur has to be at the front of the party. This manip doesn't work if Bulbasaur is in red bar. So if the red bar sound is siren, you know, in a battle when your Pokemon is at very low HP, if Bulbasaur has very low HP and he's in red bar, this manip doesn't work. So you must heal Bulbasaur. So it's another reason, a good reason to pick up at least one of the potions from the Weedle fight. Either the Hidden Tree potion or the Grass potion, or both. Bulbasaur needs to be above red bar HP for this manip to work. So we save on this tile, and I'm going to do the Ditto Manip. I'm going to save, reset. I'm going to use the exact same intro buffers as Pidgey. In the community, we call this fastest buffers. It's up B and select on the copyright screen until it bypasses the Gengar Jigglypuff screen, and then I'm going to hold A as the screen's turned to white. I'm going to hold, oh no, not A, sorry, start. I'm going to hold start all the way up until the title screen where Squirtle cries, and then as Squirtle's doing his cry, I'm going to let go of start. I'm going to hold A, and by holding A then, it's going to go into the continue screen. It's going to click on continue and it's going to load the game. I just have to hold A and it'll do all that for me. And we call this fastest buffers in Manip language. I'm going to do that. It's the exact same as Pidgey. It's what I did for the Pidgey Manip. I'm going to do here now. And then I'm going to walk a very specific path, a very short path here now. It's going to go north. It's going to go up in the ladder. And I'm going to walk one tile down from the ladder. And it's going to generate a Ditto. The Ditto's going to be level 55. I'm then going to catch this Ditto with a Yoloball. Normally, you can't catch this Ditto with a Pokeball. It's level 55. Its catch rate is like, with a Pokeball, it's something ridiculous, like 1%. You'll never ever catch this Pokemon normally with a Pokeball. But because it's manipped, and it has a Yoloball, we can catch it. But I have below a link tutorial to my Yoloball tutorial, and for this Manip for the Ditto Manip. So, we'll continue on. Save. Hard reset. We do nothing on the BIOS screen. We call this the BIOS screen. On the copyright screen, it's up B and select. Hold start here until this cry. Hold A here. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to walk. Oh, I messed this up. Sorry. Restart. Hard reset. Nothing on BIOS screen. Up B and select on the copyright screen. We keep holding these buttons until it bypasses this screen. Hold start. Let go, hold A. and walk immediately. And do this very specific path exactly, and I will generate a Ditto. Like so. I actually didn't mention it while I was doing the Pidgey Manip, but not every single Manip is going to work every single time in Gen 1. We have stuff called IGT failures. If you've ever watched a marathon run of Gen 1, maybe like a GDQ event or an ESA event, you might have heard speedrunners talk about something called an IGT 0 or an IGT failure, or oh no, I got IGT'd. And what they mean is they saved on the wrong frame. There's 60 frames. Whenever you're saving, there's 60 frames. The game runs at 60 frames per second. The Manips only work on so many frames. But these are programmed. They're found by Manip makers. They use bots to find these Manips. And they tend to be pretty good. So if you're ever reading a guide or notes on Pokemon Gen 1 speedruns, and you'll see a number like 55 out of 60, 55/60 Manip, it means on 55 of the frames that you save on, the Manip works, but maybe there's 4 or 5 frames where it doesn't. So sometimes you'll save on this tile, you'll do the Manip normally, and you'll get to just below the ladder, and either a Ditto doesn't appear, or Ditto does appear, and you're pretty sure you're doing the Yoloball correctly, and it's still not getting in the ball, or Ditto doesn't appear, or you come down from the ladder and it's a completely different Pokemon. It means your IGT was wrong. You saved on the wrong frame. It's not your fault. You just happen to be unlucky and you saved in the wrong frame. And to fix that, you just go back to the save tile, you resave the game, and you just do the Manip again. It just happens. There is no Manips that work 100% of the time. It just depends on the frame that you save on. That's a tiny bit of a fib, a tiny bit of a lie. There is certain Manips that work every single time. In Pokemon Red, I think there's a Cans Manip that's 60 out of 60, which means it works no matter what on every single frame that you save on. But Manips like that are generally very rare. So if you think you're doing everything correctly, you're walking the exact path, you're not bonking into things, you're not stopping, you're not hesitating, you walk the exact path the second the game loads in, and the right Pokemon doesn't appear, if no Pokemon appears, or if you believe you're doing the Yoloball inputs correctly and it still won't get in the ball, then you might have an IGT failure. And I suggest you just go back to the save tile, whatever tile you have to save on for that Manip, you save again and you just redo the Manip. So that's just to give a bit of information about Gen 1 Manips. But anyway, I'm going to reload this now, do a Yoloball, and I'm going to catch this Ditto. Hopefully this works. And it does. Actually, I'll just show off. Like I said, this is a level 55 Pokemon in one of the end dungeons in the game. In fact, you can't even get into this dungeon until you beat the Elite Four, I believe. So you're definitely not supposed to catch this Pokemon with a Pokeball. So I'll actually reload, I'll mess up the Yoloball, and I'll show you what happens. I'll just say the Pokeball missed, because it's like a 1% catch rate. You'll never, ever normally, if you find a Ditto in the wild, you'll never ever catch this Ditto with a Pokeball. That's just the mechanics of the game itself. So I'll just throw a Pokeball normally, and I'll just say you missed the Pokemon. So while at the start of this run I said with Pidgey, you can miss the Yoloball, but if you bought extra Pokeballs, it's okay, you can just throw the Pokeballs at it, because you can catch a Pidgey pretty easily with a Pokeball. You will never catch this Ditto normally. You have to Yoloball it. So, like I keep repeating, I keep saying, I will link my Yoloball tutorial in the description below to show you how to do this. But I'll Yoloball now and catch this Ditto. Or maybe just mess it up. If you see the Ditto get into the ball, if you see the animation, Like you'll never have to worry about it shaking and getting out of the ball. The Yoloball is designed, if it gets inside the ball, it's caught 100%, so you don't have to worry about the ball shaking and it getting out. If it gets in the ball with that animation, it means you've done the Yoloball correctly and it's going to work. So now, very important, we must name the Ditto, again, just like Bulbasaur, one character, and we're just going to name him A, the same as Bulbasaur. So, nickname Ditto, yes, and we're going to name him A. I'm going to make a save state here. Now we're going to go into our menu. We're going to swap Ditto. We want Ditto to be at the front, so we're going to switch Ditto with Bulbasaur. And we're going to switch Bulbasaur with Pidgey. So I believe it has to be Ditto, Bulbasaur, Pidgey in this order. It must be in this order, because we're going to do Brock through walls again now shortly in a minute. And for it to work properly, we must have the Pokemon in this order. So once you've swapped them and you have Ditto at the front, Bulbasaur second and Pidgey third, we need to get into a Pokemon fight. We're going to activate something called the Cool Trainer glitch. And for it to work, we need to transform into a Pokemon. We're going to be Ditto. We're going to transform into a wild encounter. We're going to swap its top two moves, and then we're going to run from the battle. The game gets really confused because Ditto only has transform, and in Gen 1, well, I think it's every generation, but in Gen 1, Ditto can only have transform as a move. But if you transform into something else, swap the top two moves, and then leave the battle, the game gets very confused because Ditto only has transform, but you somehow swap transform with like another move that doesn't exist. And this activates a glitch called the Cool Trainer glitch. And this is part of the run, and this is how we're going to complete the run later on. I will say now, I'm going to get into a random encounter. You just have to get into any random encounter. You can die here. Okay, we've got Dodrio. You can get Chanseys in here, you can get Rhydons in here, you can get Kadabras in here, you can get Electrodes in here. There's a whole different number of Pokemon. The Electrode can do Explosion and can kill you in one hit. I think the Kadabra has Psybeam. It can be faster than you, and it does Psybeam and it can kill you. And if it kills the Ditto, the run is over. If your Ditto dies here, now the run is over. Technically, the run's not over because you've just saved to do the Ditto Manip. So if you die here, the run's not completely over. You can just reload the save. You would just hard reset, do your Ditto Manip again, you do your Yoloball again to catch the Ditto, swap them around in the party menu, and then you're back to where you are. But in a real run, in PB attempts and stuff later down the line, if you run into the Electrode here and it does Explosion, or sometimes the Kadabra, I think it's faster, it does Psybeam. It's either Psybeam or Confusion, I can't remember which, and it will just one-shot your Ditto. And if that happens in a PB attempt, down the line, you just reset, the run is lost. Because it'll teleport you back out of here to Pewter, and you've lost too much time. So just to give a heads up, a warning, your Ditto can die here, and if that's the case, the run is usually over. But if you're just practicing, if you're just learning, if you're just a beginner, you just hard reset, you do your Ditto Manip again, you do your Yoloball to catch the Ditto again, you do the party swaps in the Pokemon menu, and then you just get a wild encounter. So here with the Dodrio, we're just going to transform into Dodrio. We're going to go into our fight menu, and we're just going to swap the top two moves. It doesn't matter what they are, we're going to swap Drill Peck here just with Rage. And then we're going to run from the fight. All we have to do is swap the top two moves. You transform into whatever Pokemon you face, the Chansey, the Rhydon, the Dodrio, the Kadabra, whatever it is, you swap the top two moves and you run away. And from here on, we now use our escape rope, and we're going to escape rope all the way back to Pewter. Here, for like 2 seconds, the game's going to freeze because we've teleported back in, we've come back to Pewter. The game still thinks we're in the Brock fan cutscene because we used the cutscene to walk out of bounds and walk all the way to the cave. Whenever you come back, if you fly back or you teleport back, the game still thinks you're in the cutscene. So this text box appears, it's the Brock fan talking to you, and once you clear this for like 2 seconds, the game will freeze because of the cutscene. Don't panic, that's part of the run, that happens. Just hold right, I'm like holding right now on the D-pad, we're just going to clear these text boxes, hold right, and eventually the game will start working again. Or we don't walk into the Pokemon Center though. I'm just going to do that again. We're going to escape rope. We've swapped our moves, our top 2 moves. We come back here. We're frozen because of the cutscene. But in 2 seconds we'll get control back. And we're going to walk all the way back up. And we're going to walk into this house. Now I used to get very confused because like I said at the start of this video, this tutorial, there are currently no written notes for this as the making of this video. There's no notes on speedrun.com or in our own Discord server on how to do this run. So when I was watching other people do this speedrun, I was very confused on why they're walking into this house. Once you teleport back and you regain control from the cutscene, you'll walk into this house and you'll leave. You'll leave. All that's doing is resetting the map because the game's confused because it still thinks you're in the cutscene, the Brock fan cutscene. So you're going into this house and you immediately leave, and then it resets everything back to normal. Now we're going to do Brock through walls a second time, and we're going to walk all the way to Indigo Plateau, to where the E4 is. It's the same idea again. We're just above the signpost. We're going to make sure our cursor is above save, and then we're going to walk into the cutscene. And we're going to open our start menu after we clear the last text box here. We're going to open our menu like we did before, the exact same, and we're going to save and we're going to soft reset. So it's the exact same time, the exact same way as before. And we're going to save and we're going to do AB start and select and we're going to soft reset. And we're just going to mash through these menus, these screens here. Hold right on the D-pad, or whatever letter or whatever key you're using on your keyboard. We're going to continue in, mash through, and he's going to let us walk to the right. My pad is definitely acting up very strange today. That's okay, I can just reset here and do it again. This is an old pad that I haven't used in a long time, so the D-pad's a bit wonky on it. But you save like before, you soft reset, and you go back into the game, you hold the right direction and just mash his text boxes. And hopefully your pad is not as bad as mine. Apologies for this. We will get past him here now. Okay. It's just my pad, my D-pad's very wonky. So we walk, and like before, we get as far as here, we just go up and we turn left and we come back in. And we make sure here that we have Ditto, then Bulbasaur, and then Pidgey, in this order. For the Brock through walls glitch to work. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, but this time I'm going to walk a very specific path, and I'm going to walk all the way to the Elite Four, to the Indigo Plateau. But before I get all the way there, I'm going to stop on a very specific tile. I'm going to open the start menu, I'm going to go into the Pokemon menu, and then I'm going to come back out. It's called flashing the Pokemon menu. Like I said, I'm going to walk this very specific path. It's the same as before, we have to hold the B button, because the menu will flash and do strange things. So we have to hold the B button. I'm going to walk this very specific path. Again, you'll just pause the video. Whenever you're watching, you'll pause this video You'll put it in slow motion into 5 times slow or whatever it is on YouTube, and you'll watch, and you'll eventually work out the path. You'll save here, make a save state here, make an in-game save here, and eventually you'll understand how to do this path. It's just the way I did it too. I watched somebody else's speedrun, and you'll learn this path to walk all the way there. But on the way there, I'm going to stop on a very specific tile, open the start menu, and then open the Pokemon menu. Just flash the Pokemon menu, and then I'm going to come out of all the menus. But I'll explain that when I get there. But for now, we're just going to speak to this guy again, and then I'm going to walk this very, very specific path while holding the B button. So I'm going to come across here and down. Don't walk into Diglett's cave by accident. Make sure you're this far over. If you walk into the cave by accident there, it's too far. In fact, I think I'm too far across, so I'm going to come over here. Yeah, I was too far across. This is the exact line I want to be on. You'll watch other speedruns and they have this path like down to perfection, but I haven't done it in a long time. I keep walking down, The very specific tile is coming up very shortly. It's at the very end of this here. On this tile you must stop. I don't know what you want to call this. A fence, a bollard. It's not. I don't think it's a bush, but some sort of barrier or fence. When you come this far down, you must stop and open the start menu. Now you can't stop walking. You have to hold down and B while you're walking anyway. Because whenever you're getting this far down, you have to quickly press the start button to stop on this tile to stop walking. And you have to stop on this tile. And we're going to open the start menu. We're going to open the Pokemon menu like this and just flash it, just open it like this and then close it again. Close it straight away. And then I'm going to press B again to close this menu. And after this, I'm going to continue walking until I get to the Elite Four. After you do this, after you get to this tile, you open the start menu, you open your Pokemon menu and you come back out. You cannot press start, you cannot open the start menu for the rest of the speedrun. Now we're at the very end anyway, we're very close to the end of the run, but if you open this start menu again, it's going to ruin the glitch. This is what activates. We did Cool Trainer in the cave, we swapped the 2 moves, we transformed into Dodrio, we swapped the 2 moves and this activated the Cool Trainer glitch. Once we come down all the way to this specific tile, open the Pokemon menu, flash the Pokemon menu, we're flashing Ditto's data, the whole glitch revolves around Ditto. Once we flash the Pokemon menu and come out, we've activated a second glitch called the Instant Victory glitch. And this is the glitch that we're going to use to beat the game, to beat the Elite Four with. So, we do Cool Trainer, we swap the 2 moves, we've teleported back, we're now doing Brock through walls to walk all the way to the Elite Four. We end up on this very specific tile, we open the Pokemon menu, we back out, and then I'm going to start walking again the rest of the path to get to Indigo Plateau. You must not open the start menu for the rest of the run. If you do, it will deactivate the Instant Victory glitch and the run is over, it's reset. So, just to give a warning ahead of time. So, I'm going to back out of this with B, and I'm going to continue walking. You're going to hold B again. And we're going to walk to the Elite Four. Now again, I just know this path. Just through practice and doing this run over and over and over again. You can pause it, you'll slow down the video until you're able to do it yourself, or you'll watch other speedruns of it. And with this here, we've walked all the way to Indigo Plateau. Now, do not open the start menu, do not open any menus, do not speak to anybody. We're going to come in here, I'm going to make a save state. We're going to walk straight into the Elite Four. Now sadly, because we can't open any menus, it means we can't speak to a PC, so we can't deposit. We still have Pidgey and Bulbasaur from the start of the run. We can't deposit them to make this speedrun faster. They're going to appear at the very end in the Hall of Fame sequence. We can't deposit them now because it will stop the glitch from working. And we obviously can't deposit them before that because we need both of them to do Brock through walls. So sadly, at the end of the run here, we can't deposit them, we just have to watch them in the Hall of Fame. But anyway, we're going to walk through and we're going to go straight into Lorelei. Now, we've activated the Instant Victory glitch, so I'm going to show you here now how it works. we're basically going to go into the fight menu, mash down until the menu changes, mash A, and we're going to instantly win the fight. Oh. Our level 55 Ditto is going to get us through this. So, we go into the fight menu. You'll see something like this. It'll say type Cool Trainer 013. You're going to mash down until you get this. You're going to mash A, and we instantly win the fight. So again, you're going to go into the fight menu. You might see, it'll say Cool Trainer. That's the Cool Trainer glitch. You're going to mash down on the D-pad or whatever key you have on your keyboard until you hear the red bar sound, the siren, the wee woo, and the screen changes to have like blue pixels all over it, the blue images all over it. And once you see that there, you mash the A button and you will instantly win the fight. And we're going to do that for the rest of the Elite Four. So we're going to speak to Bruno here now, just mash through his text. And the exact same thing, we're going to go into the fight menu. Sometimes you don't even have to press down. The menu might already be on the special menu, the blue menu, the red bar siren menu, the second you open the fight menu. And if that's the case, you just spam A. You don't even have to press down or mash down on the D-pad. But the second you hear the wee woo and the menu changes, you just mash A and we win. And now we're on to Agatha here. The exact same, we're just going to do the same. We're using Ditto, the Cool Trainer glitch, and the instant victory glitch to beat the end of the game. And broke through walls to get here. This category bans Ace, arbitrary code execution, it bans save corruption, and it bans item underflow. So the category name is Pokemon Blue, any %, no item, underflow, / no ace, no save corruption. Fight, Cool Trainer, mash down, get the funny menu, mash A, and we win. And we mash on through. Of course, you don't want to overmash because you might re-talk to them, but that's just something you'll practice over time. I haven't done this category in a long time, so I'm not used to mashing the text boxes correctly. Now we're on to Lance. And it's the exact same thing. The hardest part of this run is actually the Manips. Once you understand the path, exactly how to walk to Cerulean Cave and how to walk to Indian Plateau, they're pretty easy. The hardest parts are Manip and Pidgey, and Manip and Ditto with the Yoloballs. They're pretty much the hardest part of the run. Again, fight menu, you'll get this. You'll mash down, you'll mash A. Sometimes you won't even have to mash down. The second you press A and you open the fight menu, you'll hear the red bar sound, you'll see the menu's messed up, and you'll just continue mashing A. And you'll not overmash the text boxes like I am and speak to people like multiple times. It's just all practice. So now we're on to Champion. And it's the exact same. We're abusing this glitch to instantly win the fights. Into the fight menu, mash down. Sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer, but you'll just keep mashing down until you get the menus, mash A, and we win. And that's the end of the run. It's not quite the end. We have to wait until they flash to white in the Hall of Fame sequence before we end the timer. But that's been Pokemon Blue, any % no item, underflow, / no ace, / no save corruption. I know there's, as of the making of this tutorial, there is no written notes either in the Gen123 Discord or on speedrun.com. So a person by the name of Mulp messaged to see if anybody would make a tutorial video on how to do this speedrun. And I knew this run very well, so I've decided to make this. And I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, and I'll probably upload it to speedrun.com as well. So in here we see Ditto now, we see Bulbasaur, we see Pidgey, and then it's the end of the run. Shoutouts to level 8 Bulbasaur in the Hall of Fame. Shoutouts to level 4 Pidgey. And after this screen here, when it fades to white, is when you stop your timer if you're doing an actual run. So, and time. And that's the end of the run. Like I said, I know the Manips, the Pokemon Manips are the hardest part of this run by far. If you're brand new to Gen 1 speedrunning, I know it's very intimidating, like I've said before. It looks pretty complicated. I promise you it's not. I will do my best to help anybody that wants to learn Gen 1 speedruns and wants to learn how to do the Pokemon manipulations. Below in the description, I will link Hwangbro, again, a very famous top level speedrunner. He has a very, very good manipulation video, which I learned from. That's how I learned to do them. I watched his video. I will link that below. I will link the individual manip videos. It's basically just showing exactly what I done, the exact path, the hard reset, and all the buttons to hold to buffer the intro. But there's an individual one for Ditto and an individual one for Pidgey. I will link those below. I will link Hwangbro's below. I will also link my Yoloball tutorial video below. You don't technically have to Yoloball the Pidgey. If you buy extra Pokeballs, you can just, if you miss the Yoloball and it doesn't get in, you can just chuck more balls until it does. As long as you have one left for Ditto, and as long as you have enough money for the escape rope to teleport out of Cerulean Cave, you can do that. Unfortunately, you will have to learn Yoloballs for the Ditto. You have no chance of catching the Ditto normally with a Pokeball, so you will have to learn the Yoloballs for that. But I will link my tutorial below. I will upload this to my YouTube. I will upload it to speedrun.com. So thank you anybody that watches this video. You can join the Speedrun Discord. I will also link it in the description. The Pokemon Speedrun Discord for Generations 1, 2, and 3. I'm in there all the time. There's plenty of other much faster, more intelligent speedrunners than I am in there that can give more advice. So you can join that. You can ask any questions. We have an RB. It's the name of the channel is RB Extensions, Red Blue Extensions. We also have a glitch channel, Red Blue Glitch channel. Both channels are fine. You can ask your questions in there. And for this specific run, if you want, and I will help you with any of the manipulation stuff or anything else you need to know. And lastly, I showed, this is a video to show if you get 16 special with Bulbasaur, which is the ideal scenario. That's how the speedrun should work. This is how the run works. If you didn't get 16 special, you got some other value. There is a backup strat called PP strats, where you take Bulbasaur's tackle and growl. You get his tackle down to 16 and his growl down to 36, and you can still do the block through walls with that. I will do a separate video showing how to complete the run with PP strats, and I will link it into this video as well. But for now, thank you for watching. Mulp, hopefully this helps you out. Hopefully it helps out other people that don't understand how this category works. And in the future, hopefully the near future, I will write out actual notes, text notes, to accompany this video, and I'll put them on speedrun.com as well. But thank you anybody for watching. I actually enjoy doing these tutorials. I might not be the best at them, but I really enjoy doing these, and I enjoy speedrunning Pokemon games, especially Gen 1. So if anybody wants tutorials for any other Gen 1 speedrun in the future, specifically glitched, I specialize in glitched categories. I will try and do them if people request them or if they want them. But in the meantime, I'll see you all later. I'll see you in the Discord. And have fun. Bye.